Saguenay is a city in the Saguenay Lac-Saint-Jean region of Quebec, Canada, on the Saguenay River, about 200 kilometres north of Quebec City by overland route. It is about 126 kilometres upriver and northwest of Tadoussac, located at the confluence with the St.Lawrence River. This city was formed in 2002 by a merger and annexation of smaller jurisdictions, including Chicoutimi, founded by the French in 1676. The city of Saguenay constitutes a territory equivalent to a regional county municipality. Its geographical code is 941. Together with the regional county municipality of Le Fjord-du-Saguenay, it forms the census division of Le Saguenay-et-Saint-Fjord. The mayor of Saguenay is Jean Tremblay, who served as mayor of Chicoutimi before the merger. Prior to its use as the name of the city, the term the Saguenay or Saguenay Valley had already been used for the whole Saguenay River region. Saguenay is the seat of the judicial district of Chicoutimi. The city is divided into three boroughs: Chicoutimi, Jonquière and L'Abbaye. History: Saguenay was formed on February 18, 2002 by amalgamating the cities of Chicoutimi, Jonquière, L'Abbaye and Lac-Saint-Jean, along with the municipalities of Lac-Saint-Jean and Chicoutimi and part of the township of Tremblay. Chicoutimi, what was ultimately to become the center of the borough of Chicoutimi, was first settled in 1676 as a French trading post in the fur trade. At the time, the Saguenay and the Chicoutimi rivers had been used for centuries by the Montagnais tribes. The name Chicoutimi means the end of the deep water in the Montagnais language. Chicoutimi trading post was in operation until 1782. The city of Chicoutimi was officially incorporated as a municipality in 1845 by Peter MacLeod, a Chicouti's timber contractor, who had built a sawmill there in 1842. It was designated in 1855 as the seat of Chicoutimi County and in 1878 as the seat of the Roman Catholic Diocese of Chicoutimi. With the arrival of the Canadian National Railway in 1893, the local pulp and paper industries expanded, particularly in mechanical pulp production. The Chicoutimi Pulp Co. was founded in 1896 and backed by French-Canadian investors. By 1910, the Chicoutimi pulp mill became the biggest producer of mechanical pulp in Canada. After the economic decline of the Great Depression, the city's economy shifted to being based on an administrative and commercial center. The Conservatoire de Musique de Saguenay was founded in Chicoutimi in 1967, and the Université du Québec at Chicoutimi was founded in 1969. The city played host to the Quebec Summer Games in 1972. In the municipal amalgamations of 1976, Chicoutimi annexed the neighboring towns of Chicoutimi Nord and Rivière-du-Moulin. In a later round of amalgamations in 2002, the cities of Chicoutimi, Jonquière, L'Abbaye, Lac-Saint-Jean, Lac-Saint-Jean, Chicoutimi and part of Tremblay merged to form the new city of Saguenay. Chicoutimi became a borough of Saguenay. During the summer of 1996, a record rainfall in the region caused major flooding in the downtown, as well as outlying areas. The total cost of the disaster was recorded to be $1.5 billion Canadian dollars. It claimed 7 lives and destroyed many bridges. Jonquière was founded in 1847 by Marguerite Belly, who came from Le Malbaie to settle on the Rivière aux Sables. It was named after the Marquis de la Jonquière, governor of New France from 1749 to 1752. Growth came from the construction of pulp and paper mills at the beginning of the 20th century. Between 1925 and 1928, the world's largest aluminum plant was built along with the city Arvida. In 1942, to supply power to the plant, Alcan built a hydroelectric station at Shipshaw that was the largest in the world at the time. Jonquière, Arvida, and Kenogami were amalgamated into a single city, Jonquière. In 1975, Jonquière was the host city for the Quebec Games in the winter of 1976, and for the Canoe-Kayak World Championships in slalom and whitewater racing in 1979. Much of Jonquière's development owed its strength to the Price family, who ran a pulp and paper factory in Kenogami. Today that factory is owned by Abitibi Consolidated. Arvida is the home of an aluminium plant owned by Rio Tinto Alcan. Jonquière is probably best known in the United States as a result of the local Walmart store, which attempted to unionize and was closed down shortly thereafter. The official reason for this shutdown was financial problems. When the city of Saguenay was constituted on February 18, 2002 by municipal amalgamation, the borough of Jonquière was created from the former city of Jonquière, the former municipality of Shipshaw, and the former municipality of Lac-Kenogami. The former city of Jonquière had a population of 54,842 in the Canada 2001 census, the last census in which Jonquière was counted as a separate city. The Rivière aux Sables runs through the center of Jonquière. Significant damage to the city's buildings was caused by the 1996 Saguenay flood. Geography. Saguenay is located in a depression in the Canadian Shield called the Saguenay Graben, which has a somewhat more temperate climate than the surrounding region. This has encouraged agriculture and human settlement to take place. The relatively small and concentrated Lac-Saint-Jean area where the city is located can be described as an isolated oasis in the middle of the vast, remote wilderness of northern Quebec. Few roads connect with the area from the south and east, and only one road connects from the northwest. No roads go north from the area into the wilderness. The last roads to the north end just a short distance from the city, and still within the Lac-Saint-Jean area. There are no human settlements due north of Saguenay all the way to the Canadian Arctic Islands, except for a few isolated Cree and Inuit villages. However, the remote paved route 167-113 heads northwest to the interior town of Chibougamau, providing access to western Quebec and Hudson Bay. No services are available for the 230 kilometers to Chibougamau from the Lac-Saint-Jean area. Two notable natural disasters have occurred within the current municipal boundaries of Saguenay: the Saint-Jean-Vianney landslide of May 4, 1971, and the Saguenay flood of 1996. The 1988 Saguenay earthquake, a magnitude 5.9 earthquake on November 25, 1988, had its epicenter 35 kilometers south of Chicoutimi and was felt within the city. Climate. Under the Köppen classification system, Saguenay has a humid continental climate with large variation between summer and winter. The city features two brief transition seasons, while summers are warm and occasionally hot, and winters are long and very cold. Temperatures drop lower than -20 degrees Celsius on average 47 times per year and less than -30 degrees Celsius 7 times per year. The low winter temperatures characteristic of Saguenay are caused by a combination of factors, such as the cold waters of the Labrador Current and Hudson Bay to the north and east of the city. The highest temperature ever recorded in Saguenay was 103 degrees Fahrenheit on the 18th of August 1935. The coldest temperature ever recorded was -49 degrees Fahrenheit on the 5th of February, 1916. Demographics. 98% of Saguenay's inhabitants claim French as the first language. Statistics for the Census Metropolitan Area. The Saguenay Census Metropolitan Area, which also includes the municipalities of St. Fulgence, Saint-Honoré, and La Ruche, had a 2006 population of 151,643 and is the most homogeneous CMA in all of Canada. Aboriginal status. Indigenous peoples comprised 1.7% of the population. Languages. French was mother tongue to 98.1% of residents in 2006. The next most common mother tongues were English at 0.9%, followed by Spanish at 0.3%, Arabic at 0.2%, and Chinese, Portuguese, Atikamek, German and Niger-Congo languages at 0.1% each. Religion. About 96% of the population identified as Roman Catholic in 2001, while almost 3% said they had no religious affiliation. Among smaller denominations, the Jehovah's Witnesses and Methodists attracted some 0.2% each, while the Baptists, Anglicans, Muslims, United Church, Mormons and Pentecostals each accounted for about 0.1% of the population. Visible minorities. About 0.2% of the population identified as Black, 0.2% as Chinese, and 0.1% as Latin American. Immigration. The area is home to about 700 recent immigrants, who comprise about 0.5% of the total population. Approximately 25% of these new immigrants have come from Colombia, about 10% each have come from China and from France, and about 5% have come from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Internal migration. Between 2001 and 2006 there was a net out-migration of 4,745 people, which included a net out-migration of 170 Anglophones. Overall there was a net out-migration of 2,530 people to Montreal, 1,570 to Quebec, 545 to Gatineau, 285 to Sherbrooke, and 105 to Trois-Rivières. Ethno-cultural ancestries. Canadians were allowed to identify as having one or more ethno-cultural ancestries in the 2001 census. Some respondents identified more than one ethno-cultural ancestry, so percentages may add up to more than 100%. The most common response was Canadian, Canadians, and since the term Canadian is as much an expression of citizenship as of ethnicity, these figures should not be considered an exact record of the relative prevalence of different ethno-cultural ancestries. 63.4% of respondents gave a single response of Canadian, Canadians, 20.8% identified both Canadian, Canadians and one or more other ethno-cultural ancestries. About 9.9% of respondents gave a single responsive French, Francais, while 1.7% gave a single responsive QUE, acute BE, acute COS. 0.5% gave a single responsive Irish, 0.4% gave a single responsive Aboriginal, and 0.3% gave a single responsive Scottish. Counting both single and multiple responses, the most commonly identified ethno-cultural ancestries were: economy. Saguenay's economy is in transition. It is increasingly based on developing research and teaching in applied technologies for energy, aluminum, boreal forest, genomics and biomedical sciences. Saguenay has 3 large industrial parks totaling 8,496,138 square meters of commercial facilities, 5 city centers and shopping centers, 6 shopping centers, power centers and 5 major commercial arteries. In addition, Rio Tinto Alcan confirmed in December 2010 investment of $750 million to upgrade its pilot plant in Jonquière Adq. The plant will be 40% more productive than the current aluminum plant. The first phase includes 38 tanks equipped with new technology, with an estimated production of 60,000 tons of aluminum per year. The first ingots should be cast in the first quarter of 2013, according to 2010 data from the Institute of Statistics of Quebec. The per capita personal income in 2009 amounted to $31,677 versus $31,344 in 2008, a variation of 1.1%. On the other hand, the GDP of the Saguenay CMA in 2009 totaled $6 billion compared to the $9.1 billion GDP of Saguenay Lac-Saint-Jean. Cobalt Aircraft will be operating a plant in the city. On January 17, 2011, the company chose Saguenay for the assembly plant of the aircraft Co-50, an advanced, high-end propeller plane. Sports. The city has been home to the QMJHL's Chicoutimi Saguenayens since 1973. They play at the Centre Georges Vezina in the borough of Chicoutimi. Government. Municipal. The mayor of Saguenay is Jean Tremblay. Tremblay has served as mayor of Saguenay since the municipal merger of 2002. He was previously mayor of the now-defunct city of Chicoutimi from 1997 until 2001. The governing body of Saguenay is Saguenay City Council, which consists of the mayor and 19 city councillors. The councillors are elected from single-member districts. The city's 3 boroughs are Jonquière, Chicoutimi and Le Bay. Each borough is subdivided into electoral districts, with each district being represented by a city councillor. Each borough has a borough president from among the city councillors. The Jonquière borough is represented by 8 councillors and its borough president is Ray-Jean Laforest. The Chicoutimi borough is represented by 8 councillors and its borough president is Jacques Fortin. The Le Bay borough is represented by 3 councillors and its borough president is Jean-Eudes Simard. Federal and provincial. Federally, Saguenay is part of 2 electoral districts, the riding of Chicoutimi-La Fjord, which includes the boroughs of Chicoutimi and Le Bay as well as the most of the La Fjord-du-Saguenay Regional County Municipality, is represented by Danny Morin of the New Democratic Party. The riding of Jonquière-Alma, which includes the borough of Jonquière as well as the city of Alma and parts of the La Fjord-du-Saguenay RCM, is represented by Claude Patry of the bloc QUE-COS. Provincially, Saguenay is represented in 4 electoral districts. The electoral district of Chicoutimi includes the former city of Chicoutimi, and is represented by Stéphane Bédard of the party QUE-COS. The electoral district of Tadoussac, which covers the part of Saguenay as well as the La Fjord-du-Saguenay RCM, is represented by Jean-Marie Claveau of the PQ. The electoral district of Jonquière, which covers most of the borough of Jonquière, is represented by Sylvain Gaudreau of the PQ. Infrastructure. The city is served by the Bagotville Airport, which shares the aerodrome of Canadian Forces Base Bagotville. It operates daily flights to Montreal Trudeau International Airport as well as flights to Quebec City and Septiles. It operates seasonal flights to Cancun, Mexico, and vacation destinations in Cuba. Another airfield, Chicoutimi, St. Honoré Aerodrome, former Air Force Base, is located to the north of the city. A pier in Le Bay has been in operation since 2008 to accommodate cruise ships and tourists. The project required investment of about $33.75 million for the construction of a 370-meter wharf, a visitor center and a port village. Saguenay derives power from its water resources. The city owns 3 hydroelectric power stations, one operating in the borough of Jonquière and 2 others, Pontano and Chute-Garneau, in operation since spring 2011. Education. The Francophone primary and secondary public schools of Saguenay are managed by 2 boards. The School Board of Jonquière, which has 11,015 students, and the School Board of Rives-du-Saguenay, with 11,048 students. These figures include 38 primary schools, 7 secondary schools and 5 vocational training centers in the city, and institutions of neighboring municipalities of Upper and Lower Saguenay. The private elementary Apostolic School of Chicoutimi has 160 students. The Seminary of Chicoutimi has 1,100 high school students. Saguenay also has primary and secondary schools in English, with 200 students. Riverside Regional School is the responsibility of the Central Quebec School Board. At the college level, Saguenay has 2 colleges, located in Jonquière and in Chicoutimi, with a combined 5,500 students. In addition to offering pre-university programs and similar curricula, each of the schools has unique programs. For example, the CE Acute GEP de Jonquière offers technical training in art and media technology, while that of Chicoutimi offers technical training in piloting aircraft. The University of Quebec at Chicoutimi is located in Saguenay. This francophone campus of the province's network has 6,500 students. It provides education at university level. As the only university in the Saguenay Lac-Saint-Jean, this campus attracts students from across Quebec and La Francophonie. Located near downtown, the Chicoutimi campus includes a sports pavilion and the Pavilion of the Humanities. The university has a flagship research center in Arctic ice and other conditions, departments of forestry, medicine, and arts, and the Center of Aluminium Technology. Research. Saguenay has several main components of the regional aluminum sector: the Quebec Centre for Research and Development of Aluminum, the Centre for Aluminum Technology of UQAC, the University Centre Aluminium Research and College Training Programs, and Government. Saguenay has the largest concentration of expertise in North America in the field of aluminum. In 2007, the Quebec government announced, in conjunction with Genome Quebec, Université de Montréal, the Centre for Health and Social Services, and UQAC Chicoutimi, the creation of a biobank specializing in genomics research. The CSSS de Chicoutimi also specializes in research in primary care medicine and chronic illness and rehabilitation of neuromuscular disorders. Media. Sister cities: Camrose, Alberta.